Hi everyone. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about hair products that I use that I find effective for fine, thin hair. I've mentioned on my channel several times that my hair is both fine and thin. So first, a quick vocabulary lesson. I assume if you're watching this video, you probably already know, but if you don't, fine hair refers to the thickness of an individual strand. So if your hair is fine, an individual strand of your hair is quite thin or fine. Thin hair refers to how much hair you have. So I have friends and acquaintances who have fine hair, but they have quite a lot of it. So it gives the appearance of thick hair because it isn't thin in terms of quantity. If you have thick hair in terms of individual strands, but you don't have a lot of it, or you have some bald spots towards the top of your head, then you have thin hair, even though an individual strand is thick. So if you fall into my camp, which is you have fine hair and not a lot of it, the secret that I have found is product use. Now, as with anything, product use, you have to kind of find your product sweet spot. There are days that I overdo the product and my hair is weighed down or feels quite greasy. And then there are days that I don't use enough product and it's as though there's nothing in it. Fine and thin hair will tend to break easily as well. So I'm gonna go over some of the treatment type products that I use because leave-in treatments and masks and things like that are way too heavy for my hair. So starting right at the outset with shampoo and conditioner. What are we using in the shower? I do occasionally use a Color Protect shampoo, but for the sake of keeping my hair moisturized and growing past that point where it's most commonly going to break off, I use the classic mane and tail. Well, I take that back. It's not actually just the classic in terms of the original. This is the mane and tail deep moisturizing. I've only been able to find this actually on Amazon and at Walmart in store. But the reason that I love it is it keeps my hair growing like a weed, and the conditioner is just really, really good for my hair. I can't explain why. I don't think it's actually designed for people with fine or thin hair, but it keeps my hair conditioned at the perfect levels, I guess, to keep it smooth and strong without appearing greasy. So that is my recommendation for shampoo and conditioner for where you start. Now going into when I style my hair. I have a lineup of products, and when I set out to do this video, I didn't actually realize how many products I was using on my hair on a daily basis. Oops. So first and foremost, a leave-in conditioner. This is one that came to me in a FabFitFun box. Like I said, all leave-in products generally are way too heavy for my hair, so I was very apprehensive to use this. So I let it sit in my box for a while. Eventually I tried it. You can see I've now gone halfway through it. This is by, I think it's pronounced Quay. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Quay. It's a leave-in conditioner. Very light, and it's in a spray format, which I think helps keep it from being too heavy. I spray a little bit of this on my hair, pretty much from the ears down. I try to avoid the roots, just again to kind of keep the roots as volumized as possible. And this just, in conjunction with my conditioner that I use in the shower, keeps my hair feeling soft, smooth, and it has the bonus sort of double effect of being a bit of a detangler, so I'm not yanking knots out of my hair since it is so susceptible to breakage. Speaking of breakage and damage, this is actually another product that came to me through FabFitFun. This is Aveda's Damage Remedy Daily Hair Repair. So again, those sort of hair repair, breakage repair things are usually very thick, very creamy, a lot of oils. I can't deal with any of that. This one by Aveda, super light. Again, I use this from the ears down, so just towards like the ends of my hair. And I think it's supposed to have a little bit of a heat protectant element to it, maybe not. But since I do use heated products on my hair every day, blow dryer, curling iron, curling wand straightener, what have you, adding this to the rotation in conjunction with the mane and tail, I think I mentioned in my vlog last week, I felt like I was finally noticing my hair get some length back, and I definitely partially attribute that to this. Okay, now what you probably really want to know is how to get your hair to not look fine and thin and kind of lank and when you have fine thin hair. What are the volumizing products? What are you using? So I have had tremendous luck with Redken products. This one right now is my favorite. I have tried multiples. This is their Thickening Lotion 06. It is an all-over bodybuilder. This is the one that you have to be very careful with finding your product sweet spot. I use just a pea-size amount of this, and I do put a little bit in up towards the roots, and then all through the lengths of my hair. And this just gives my hair texture and a bit of volume all throughout, as opposed to just at the roots, which I have another product for. Just give me 1 second. But this one, it gives me more texture. So I condition my hair heavily with the leave-in and the mane and tail to keep it soft and supple. But if you have fine and thin hair, if it's too soft and supple, it doesn't hold a style. It feels like toddler hair. You can't really do anything to it. So I put in a texturizer, and I really like Redken for that. Another Redken product is what I put on the roots of my hair, and this is for more of the lift rather than the texture. This is their Guts 10 Volume Spray Foam, and I treat this like a root booster. So what I will do is, with my hair wet, I'll comb it straight back, and I'll partition it once to the right and spray along the roots, down the center, spray along the root again, and then once on the other side. And then I just kind of massage it into my scalp, up around the crown of my head where my hair tends to be the thinnest. I definitely need a little bit more lift there. Redken does have other mousses. I haven't quite figured out their numbering system, to be honest with you, but this is one that I'm about 3/4 of the way through, and I will definitely buy this one again. The last thing that I put on my hair before I blow dry it, and this is just a very little bit, this is the Chi Keratin Mist. And it's a leave-in strengthening treatment, but what I find most favorable about it is its smoothing capabilities. So with this one, I spray just 1 to 2 spritzes in the palm of my hand, and then I will put it here around my temples and down by my ears. Since I have such fine hair, I have these little baby curls up around here that kind of act almost like a cowlick. And if I don't put a smoothing treatment in them, they just spiral and frizz. So just a tiny, tiny touch of this. If you have spots that are prone to frizzing out, I recommend this as a smoothing treatment. So then I blow dry my hair, and I do use a round brush for this. I am really inelegant about it. I'm kind of graceless with it. My whole technique is based on just trying to imitate what I've seen my hairstylist do on me. I feel like it's a lot easier when she's up behind my head than it is when I'm down here with both of my hands. But the difference I notice between the frizz levels of my hair when I don't use the round brush versus when I do is enough for me to at least make a good go of it. So I use the round brush to get everything dry. And then I also highly recommend using the Cool Shot on your hair dryer if you have one. Once I've round brushed it, I've noticed that setting the temperature to cool and using the Cool Shot button just to kind of smooth out everything one last time, again, it just goes a long way toward helping me style my hair in the next step. Or even on days when I'm not gonna do a full-on style, but I just want my hair blow dried, using that Cool Shot gives it kind of more of a refined, finished look than it does when I just hit it with the blow dryer and walk away. Okay, so whether you are curling or straightening your hair, I tend to like to put a little bit of curl in mine just because I feel like it gives it more body, more volume. I've been a fan of curling wands for going on 3 years now, although the traditional curling iron with the flapper, which one of those 2 words, it's a bit faster, so if I'm in a hurry, I will use that. I am a fan of the Hot Tools Professional line, I think it's called. It's the black and white one, and I use a 1.5 inch curling rod. And I find that that's what I use today. That's what gives me these kind of like looser waves, so I feel a little bit less Pollyanna looking. But before I go in with the actual tool, I hit my hair with a little bit of hairspray. This is another Redken product. This is their Fashion Work 12 hairspray. This is my 2nd bottle of this one, and it's almost out. I just find that it's flexible, but also provides some hold. And when I put this in before I curl, it kind of just gives the heat something to grab onto. It might not be the healthiest thing in the world for my hair, but again, if you have that really silky baby fine hair and the curling iron is on it, like there's nothing for it to do and the curl just falls right out. So putting a little bit of hairspray in before I curl makes a world of difference. Then after everything is curled, I kind of pick through it either with my fingers or a wide tooth comb and let the heat kind of dissipate, let it cool. And then I will hit it with a dry texture spray. This is another Redken product. I promise this is not a Redken sponsored video. I'll explain in a second. This is their Triple Dry 15 Dry Texture Finishing Spray. I have also tried their Wax Blast, which is really great for some texture, but that's all this is. It's a texturizing spray with some hold. So rather than hitting it with more hairspray, I will spray some of this on and then just kind of like flip my fingers through it and let it get sort of a textured, bouncy look. Last but not least, I don't use this every day, but sometimes if I'm gonna do a day tonight and I need to touch up before I go out in the evening, or if I really just want a big voluminous look, I will hit this stuff. This is the Got To Be Powderful Volumizing Styling Powder. This is the stuff that you will just sprinkle in your hair like baby powder and rub it in. My trick for this one is the same. My trick for this one is the same as I did with the mousse. I will part my hair on either side and sort of sprinkle it at the part and then lay the hair back over top of it and zhuzh it in, as opposed to just doing it right down the top. I find that when I do it right down the top, it's too heavy and I don't actually get the volumizing effect that I want to get. So I hope that that was helpful. If you wanted to try these products, the reason I have so many Redken products is Ulta Beauty very often will have a buy two, get one free deal. They actually do that with lots of their products, but I think what had happened was I tried the Fashion Work hairspray as a one-off at one point, and then 2 more times passed up with that coupon, the buy two, get one free, and since I like the hairspray so much, I sort of just stocked up on their other styling products. And I don't really think I've found one yet that I didn't like. So if you want to give these ones a try, keep an eye out for Ulta's buy two, get one free coupon, because they're expensive products and saves you a little bit of money. So that is it. Tried to keep this relatively brief. I hope that this is helpful to some of you. It's so hard to find out what to do with your fine, thin hair. So if you enjoyed, please click subscribe on your way out, and hopefully I can help you with some more stuff going forward in my next videos. Thank you so much for your time and for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.